8 adorable signs your cat can't stand being away. You know that feeling when your cat looks at you, and you realize they're not just a pet. They're family. They sleep where you sleep, follow where you walk, wait where you left. Some people think cats are cold or independent, but those people have never loved one deeply enough to see the truth. Because when a cat bonds with you, it's not casual. It's soul deep. Today, we're exploring 8 adorable, heart-melting signs your cat can't stand being away from you. The kind of love that doesn't need words, just quiet moments and soft purrs that say, "Don't leave me." Let's begin. Number 1. The shadow follower. When your cat becomes your silent little shadow, trailing behind you wherever you go. That's not just curiosity. It's emotional attachment, pure and simple. You'll notice it most when they get up, even from a deep nap, just to follow you into another room. That's not something cats do out of boredom. It's because, in their world, you're their center of gravity. Cats are territorial animals. Their safety depends on knowing their environment. So when they choose to abandon that comfort to follow you, it means you've become part of their territory, part of what makes them feel safe. Every step they take behind you is their way of saying, "I don't want you out of my sight." You'll see it when you go to the bathroom and they wait outside the door. Or when you're working at your desk and they curl up just a few feet away, eyes half closed but ears still tuned to your every move. They're not guarding the space, they're guarding you. What's fascinating is that cats don't express love through distance. They express it through proximity management. They measure how close they want to be to something based on how they feel about it. If your cat chooses to stay close even when they could be sleeping somewhere more comfortable, it's because your presence brings them emotional balance. This kind of attachment usually builds over time. The more consistent and calm you are around your cat, the more they begin to see you as their anchor. They'll follow you not to control you, but because your scent, your sound, and your energy give them reassurance that everything is okay. It's adorable but also deeply touching, because in their quiet, watchful way, your cat is saying, "You're my safe place." Number 2. The door guardian. If you've ever noticed your cat waiting by the door right after you leave, sitting there for minutes or even hours, that's one of the purest signs they can't stand being away from you. Cats are territorial by nature, but attachment changes their sense of space. When you're home, your scent, your movement, and your voice fill their world. The moment you leave, that balance collapses. They'll often run to the door because it's the last place they saw you, the portal where their favorite human disappeared. Some cats will meow softly near the door, as if calling you back. Others may just sit silently, eyes fixed on the entrance, waiting. It's heartbreaking, but beautiful. That quiet patience is a display of loyalty most people never realize cats are capable of. Sometimes, when you come home, you'll find your cat waiting right there, not because they just happened to be in the hallway, but because they knew. Cats can recognize the sound of your footsteps, your car, even your key turning in the lock. They'll rush to greet you with a tail raised high, rubbing against your legs like they're recharging from your presence. This behavior isn't just routine, it's emotional. Cats bond through scent and rhythm. When your rhythm is gone, their world feels incomplete. The door becomes a symbol of separation, and sitting there helps them feel closer to you in your absence. So when you see your cat by the door, don't think they're just waiting for food or freedom. They're waiting for you. It's their quiet way of saying, "The world feels still until you're back." Number 3. The constant communicator. Some cats are talkers, but when your usually quiet cat starts chatting more whenever you're about to leave or right after you return, that's a clear emotional cue. Cats use vocal tones differently depending on who they're talking to. The soft, rising meows they give you are reserved only for their trusted human, almost like a private language. When they can't stand being away from you, this language becomes more frequent, almost like they're trying to keep the connection alive through sound. They might meow as you pack your bag, follow you around with little trills, or sit near the window meowing softly after you're gone. These sounds are rarely random. They're emotional signals, a way of saying, "Where are you going?" or "Come back soon." Scientists call this separation vocalization, but emotionally, it's deeper. It's not about panic, it's about longing. Cats form attachments similar to children, secure, anxious, or avoidant. The ones that can't stand being apart usually fall into the anxiously attached group. They rely on your presence to feel emotionally balanced, and when that presence disappears, their communication increases. When you respond to them, by speaking softly, petting them, or even making eye contact, it reassures them that the bond is still alive. Over time, they learn that communication brings you closer, so they do it more. So next time your cat won't stop meowing when you leave or return, remember, those sounds aren't noise. They're conversation. It's their heart speaking in the only language they have. Number 4. The scent collector. Cats are ruled by scent more than sight. When they miss you, they'll often search for something that smells like you: a shirt, a pillow, a blanket. This isn't random behavior. It's emotional self-soothing. Your scent contains chemical markers that your cat associates with safety and love. When you're gone, those familiar smells help them feel like you're still close. That's why you might find your cat sleeping on your clothes or curling up in your unmade bed after you've left for work. In a way, your scent becomes a bridge between their loneliness and comfort. It's their emotional teddy bear. They might need your clothes or bury their face into the fabric. Behaviors that stem from kittenhood, when they used their mother's scent and warmth for reassurance. Cats who are deeply bonded will even rub their scent back onto your items when you're gone, by headbutting, licking, or lying on them, as if to mix your scent with theirs. This blending creates a shared territory of love, something that makes them feel grounded. It's one of the most beautiful examples of how cats process love through senses rather than logic. They don't think, "I miss you." They feel it, and their way of coping is to surround themselves with traces of your existence. When you see your cat snuggled into your sweater, know that it's not just coziness. It's devotion, the invisible kind that lingers even when you're not home. Number 5. The sleep companion. When your cat chooses to sleep near you, or more adorably, on you, that's one of the most heart-melting signs of attachment. But when they can't stand being away, this goes far beyond a simple nap buddy situation. It becomes a nightly ritual of emotional closeness. Cats are at their most vulnerable when they sleep. Their instincts tell them to find a spot that's safe, hidden, and away from threats. Yet when your cat curls up on your chest, your legs, or even beside your pillow, they're telling you something profound. You are my safest place in the world. They're not just using your warmth for comfort. They're syncing their rhythm to yours. Studies show that cats often regulate their breathing and body temperature around trusted humans, almost like how a baby's heartbeat slows when held by its parent. That slow rise and fall of your breathing becomes their lullaby. If you've ever noticed your cat getting anxious when you go to bed without them, or waking up to find them pressed against you, it's because your absence disrupts their emotional rhythm. Your scent, the sound of your heartbeat, even your body heat, it all creates a sense of stability they can't find anywhere else. And when you travel or stay away for a few nights, many cats show restlessness or insomnia. Some may wander around at night, looking for your spot on the bed. Others may sleep on your pillow or clothes, trying to recreate the feeling of closeness. It's more than adorable. It's a silent declaration of trust. Because for a creature so independent, to surrender themselves in sleep beside you is one of the most intimate forms of love they can give. So when you wake up and find your cat tucked against you, remember, they didn't just fall asleep there by chance. They chose to rest their heart next to the one it beats for. Number 6. The emotional mirror. Have you ever noticed your cat acting differently when you're upset, tired, or sick? Maybe they sit quietly beside you, stare into your eyes, or start purring softly without being asked. That's not coincidence. That's emotional mirroring. Cats are incredibly sensitive to human energy. They observe subtle cues, your tone, your movements, your breathing, and they internalize them. When your cat can't stand being away from you, this connection deepens so much that they start reflecting your emotions as if they're their own. If you're anxious, your cat might pace or seem restless. If you're sad, they might lower their energy, lying closer than usual but not asking for play. And if you're sick, they'll often stay near your bed, sometimes refusing food or play until you're up again. This kind of empathy is built on years of trust. It means your cat doesn't just recognize your face, they recognize your mood signature. They've learned how you sound when you're happy, how you walk when you're tired, how you move when something's wrong. And because they can't stand being away, they start internalizing your state. It's their way of staying connected, not just physically, but emotionally. Some experts believe cats purr not only to comfort themselves, but also to help you heal. The low-frequency vibration has calming effects on human nerves and may even promote tissue repair. When they purr beside you during tough times, it's not random. It's their version of emotional first aid. So the next time you're having a bad day and your cat seems to know it before you say a word, remember, that's not magic. That's love in its purest, most silent form. A bond so deep that your emotions live in both of you at once. Number 7. The routine disruptor. If your cat can't stand being away, you'll notice something curious. Your absence doesn't just make them sad, it changes their routine. They might eat less when you're gone, sleep at odd hours, ignore their favorite toys, or even wait by the same spot every day at the same time you usually return. This isn't manipulation. It's emotional rhythm disturbance. Cats are creatures of habit. They rely on routine to feel in control. But when the person who anchors that routine disappears, their world loses shape. The smell, the sound, the daily interactions, everything that gave meaning to their day, suddenly feels missing. Some cats become quiet and withdrawn, others restless and vocal. A few might even act out, knocking things over or scratching furniture, not out of anger, but confusion. They're expressing loss in the only way they know how. You might notice them showing up in places they associate with you. Your desk, the bathroom, even the door you leave from. These aren't random spots, they're emotional checkpoints, reminders of your presence. What's incredible is how quickly they return to normal once you're home. Within minutes, they start eating, grooming, and resting again. It's as if your presence resets their emotional clock. When you see that, you're not just looking at a pet. You're looking at a being who organizes their entire day around your existence. And when you're gone, even for a little while, the world stops making sense. So if you ever wonder whether your cat misses you, look at their rhythm. If it falters when you're away, that's not a coincidence. That's love measured in habits, not words. Number 8. The reunion overload. There's a special kind of joy in the way a cat greets the person they love most. A moment that tells you everything you need to know about how much they missed you. When your cat can't stand being away, every reunion becomes a flood of emotion. You'll see it in the way they run toward you, tail straight and quivering. A gesture cats usually reserve only for moments of deep affection. They might meow, circle your legs, flop onto the floor, or roll onto their back, all at once, like they can't decide how to express what they're feeling. Sometimes they'll headbutt your chin or face, rubbing their scent all over you again, as if reclaiming you. Other times, they'll follow you for hours, shadowing your every move just to make sure you're real and staying this time. What's fascinating is that this reunion behavior mirrors how kittens greet their mothers. When separated, kittens meow and rub against their mother's face to rebuild the scent bond that signals safety. Adult cats carry that instinct into their human relationships, especially when they've formed a deep emotional attachment. You'll notice that their eyes soften when they see you, their body relaxes, and their purrs deepen, almost like a sigh of relief. It's the feline version of a hug. And in that moment, every minute of waiting, every quiet hour by the door or on your pillow, fades away. Because for them, love isn't just felt, it's lived. Every greeting, every nuzzle, every soft paw placed on your lap is their way of saying, the world didn't feel right without you, but now it's whole again. And when a creature as proud and independent as a cat shows you that kind of vulnerability, you know it's not just attachment. It's devotion, quiet, loyal, and endlessly pure. So the next time someone says cats don't get attached, smile. Because you know better. You've seen the way they wait, the way they follow, the way they melt into you when you return. They may not bark or wag their tails or show their love loudly, but their love is real, quiet, constant, and deeper than most people ever realize. And when your cat can't stand being away from you, it's not just affection, it's trust. It's devotion. It's their heart, wrapped softly in fur, saying, "You're my home."